Right, welcome guys. Monarch Legacy of Monsters first look at Season 2 has been revealed. It's quite interesting. There are some reveals here. Not a lot of context is shown. It's just one image to kick off the production. It's a good image, and it does set the stage for presumably what will be, I'm guessing, the focus of the next season. And it's just a guess. But we'll scroll through down here. And as this article notes, Apple TV has officially kicked off production for the second season of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. A first look photo from the new season has also been released, teasing the continuation of the show's multi-generational storyline that dives deeper into the Monsterverse. And it says this, so greetings from Skull Island, Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2 is in production. And this is it, right? So, what can we learn from this? Well, well, look, obviously it's still on Skull Island. That's where they ended the last season. This is the vessel that they use to traverse. You've got Apex vehicles here, which you can actually see if you zoom in. That says Apex, which makes sense because Apex were involved in the end of... Well, they were just involved anyway in Season 1. But there's a few things. So... this could be teasing Kong being the focus of Season 2. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be, okay? I hope he isn't. And I know there's loads of Kong lovers that are like, oh, blah, 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 shut up, we want him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get it. But all of the Monsterverse movies have been a focus on Kong. I'd love them to focus on Godzilla. I'd love Godzilla to be the focus of the TV series. If he's not going to be in the movies that much, and he's not going to be focused on in the movies, and you're going to use Kong as this conduit for the point of view characters to, to interact with, then it needs to be Godzilla in the show. All right? If this show suddenly starts being a focus on Kong, I will probably end up checking out quite a lot. But this looks, at the very least, like they're going to focus on Kong and what he did, presumably when the camera stopped rolling. Obviously not, not really, but at the end of Season 1, because obviously he turns up. So presumably he just wrecks house, right? Because they were in quite a big facility there. They were in a massive, there was like a big warehouse and things like that going on there. And there was multiple buildings around. And it just looks like he's cleaned house, like he's teared it all up. So I'm hoping he doesn't become the focus. I feel like, and it's just a feeling, but it's based on... it's an interpretation based on what we've had with the movies. I feel like they may end up focusing on Kong moving forwards. I really hope they don't. But this could be teasing that. But you can see here, still the same great set pieces. They've done really well with the set pieces. This show has always looked good. Like, it looks great. I had massive issues with the writing of Season 1. Huge issues. Like, I reviewed it episode by episode. And there was some really dumb stuff in that show. But no one can deny that it looked absolutely impeccable. Like, it was just such a great looking show. There are also some scratches here on, again, the vessel. I can't remember if they were there on the one at the end of last season. I'm feeling like they might be, because that was to do with the... sort of quote-unquote dragon that fought with Godzilla and obviously lifted it up as well. So I don't know. It's interesting, at the very least. It could be from Kong. Again, who knows? If this is going to be set on Skull Island, this may go some way to sort of explaining like why Skull Island essentially began to fall apart. Because that, started to happen, and that's why they had to take Kong away and all this kind of blah, blah, blah. So maybe that's what it's going to be anyway. But it says this. So Season 2 comes as part of Apple TV Plus's expanded deal with Legendary Entertainment, which includes additional spin-offs set within the Monsterverse, because that's the other thing. They are going to be doing more shows. It's not just Monarch Legacy of Monsters. They're going to be doing more Monsterverse shows. So the franchise, known for its epic scale and ties to Godzilla and Kong, continues to grow, with Monarch serving as a pivotal series in the universe. The show follows siblings on a quest to uncover their family's ties to Monarch, the mysterious organization tied to the world's monsters. The narrative shifts across decades, intertwining their journey with the story of Army Officer Lee Shaw, which was a shame. That was all sad times. Portrayed by both Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell. So, Season 1, Monarch Legacy of Monsters, is now available for streaming, blah, blah, blah. I really liked it. I thought it was good to a degree, but it was definitely... could have been better. Let's put it that way. So there's our first look. Like, what do you say? What can you say about it? I'm very, very hopeful that they maintain it as a focus for Godzilla. I know I'm kind of repeating what I've already said, but I want to just bookend this video with these comments. The Monsterverse has shifted away from Godzilla. It started with Godzilla. Godzilla's a hot property right now. Toho has already announced they're making another Godzilla movie with the individual, the director who did, the writer and director of Godzilla -1. So it's a really hot property. It's a really hot property. And it needs to be taken seriously. The Monsterverse has, unfortunately, sadly, stopped taking it seriously. They've gone down into more immature territory with it all, focusing on trying to please children and selling toys basically to kids, which is fine, is whatever. I feel like Monarch could serve as that conduit for adults to still enjoy the Monsterverse. Could being the optimal word there. They could do that. I hope that they do, and I hope that they still maintain focus on Godzilla, because if anything, Toho has shown that there is huge interest in a serious take on Godzilla. So they would be really, really stupid if they don't do that. But again, the writing was, some of it was pretty poor in Season 1. So it's not exactly a stretch that they could wander off and meander into other things. But I hope they don't focus on Kong moving forwards. I don't want it to be, just drifting towards Kong again. Like, we've had hours and hours of movies with Kong being the focus now. Bring it back to Godzilla. Godzilla is far more interesting, I think, genuinely. So there you go. What do you think? Leave your thoughts down below. Did you like Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 1? Are you keen that they're bringing it back? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, what do you think about the focus being potentially Kong? I'm not saying it's going to be. I don't know. The photo implies that there's going to be some of that, and I really hope that there's not. Have one episode. Give us one episode of Kong. The rest of it, Godzilla. So anyway, leave your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear it. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.